There are two general approaches in viewing social informatics, and they are very simple to be understood in a way that after I finish lecturing on this slide, you can have your own opinion in this regard, or also maybe you already have your own opinion in this regard. The first one believe, or they see, that technology is the product of human social forces. So it means that when a technology comes to life, it is in fact the result of the cultural aspects. It is in fact the result of the direction of human society. It is the result of human social forces, that technology. So it is. So these people, they don't believe that the technology comes and the technology impose the changes on that society. They believe that society is already under the change, under the changes, and this technology is the result of that. This is one belief. And the other one see that the technology to be equally important. So they believe that no, in fact, it is the other way around. It believes that technology is defining human social coordinates. Technology defines the new protocols. And as you can see here, I have put for you two of them. Of course, I could continue and put the other one that it says that, for example, human social forces is the result of the technology. But I stopped at that because I found that very radical. And as I told you, we are not a sociology class. And here I just want to give you the taste of the approaches in this regard and kind of discussions that we have here. And as I told you, now you can have your idea. Do you believe that technologies that comes out are the result of the things completely, or no, you believe on this uh, conservative type of idea that they said that no, they both have effect on each other? Of course, human social forces create a considerable force on coming of a new technology, but that technology, as soon as it comes to life, it expedite those changes, and it is some sort of cycle. And my friends, since it is the theoretical part of our class, we can discuss it long, but I don't want to make this um, video lectures boring, and I just want to refer to them quickly and discuss them as much as necessary, and leave the rest up to you if you like to contact me and you want to do more discussions or project in that way. So I'm mentioning this point. I mean that that if you find my description here are not enough, and I should, for example, continue articulation in these things, for example, for at least for 10 or more 15 minutes on one slide, you are correct. Contact me and we can continue it like that. But as a general knowledge of social informatics, I think that much would be enough for the class, and the rest would be for the one who are interested in the field. Uh, this slide is related to the previous one. As you can see here, we have people that believe the technology as the product of human social forces. So in fact, in this slide, we are discussing the first category that you can see here, see the technology as the product of human social forces more. And here you see that category has a name in the literature for themselves that is called Scott social construction of technology. Okay, Scott is a theory within the field of science and technology studies, and advocates of Scott argue that technology does not determine human action. So in fact, this Scott category deny the second part, because the second part said the technology to be equally important. But here, advocates of Scott argue that technology does not determine human action, but that rather human action shapes technology, the first category. So they are called social construction of technology, and you get a taste of what discussion goes in this, the direction of discussion in this field. They believe the ways a technology is used cannot be understood without understanding how that technology is embedded in its social context. So some sort of sociological explanation that you cannot discuss anything without any society or organization without understanding how that thing is embedded in that society, because they believe in the power of human action in everything. So again, the same way they say that you cannot talk independently about the effect of technology before you see that society and you see how that technology embed in that society. And the next one, Scott holds that those who seek to understand the reason for acceptance or rejection of a technology should look to the social world. So you see, their emphasis is on the social aspects only. And the last one, it says, it is not enough, according to Scott, to explain a technology's success by saying that it is the best. For example, it is the best technology. Researchers must look at how the criteria of being the best is defined and what groups and stakeholders participate in defining it. Why it is mentioning this point? Because it says that you cannot totally say it is the best, because technology is not an objective type of things, is not an independent type of things. Remember, it is not my belief. I'm just discussing for you the belief of a category of researcher in this field, that they believe human actions is everything. And now I'm talking about that they say that you cannot say technology is the best, so you need to go and find the criteria. And you also, but because when you define the criteria based on the society, criteria are different and this type of things. And finally, the last slide that we have, social informatics at school. Now when we have this wide, vast, interdisciplinary type of knowledge, what we are going to do with that, I'm going to keep it technical in this class, the discussions, and we are not going to get involved, for example, why Scott believe in that or why the other people believe in that. And I leave that type of discussions for office hours or Zoom meeting if you are interested. And here with this PowerPoint, with this presentation, I guess you got the taste of sociological discussions that are in this field. But of course, as data analyzer, you you must know that much we discussed. And now about everything that we discussed here about the IT, social informatics, the being a interdisciplinary type of things, the approaches, the background, you absolutely needed to know that much. But we are not going to continue more um, or dig more in this part of the field. And I'm gonna take it to various other types of knowledge that we can find in this field. So social informatics is about teaching social issues of computing, as I told you, social type of things, to the computer-based majors students. Social informatics is scattered in the curriculum of different disciplines. For example, we have it in the discipline of data analytics. We have in the discipline of computer science. Oh, as you can see here, computer science, information science, informatics, Europe, and web sociology. And you see now, when you see here informatics Europe, I mean that in the American definition of informatics, we don't have space for this type of discussions. As you can see, I have emphasized it here that informatics, yes, but the European informatics, that in the first session we discussed all these things in details, but in computer science they need to discuss it in information science, but and even in European version of informatics it is necessary, but in American not that much, and we are going to continue our class that way. And also, as you can see in web sociology, in some instances there might be a lack of understanding of why teaching social issues of computing is important, both by individual lecturers and students, resulting in a view that social informatics is boring and without importance. So to make sure we don't end in the situation that find this brilliant course boring, we are gonna jump to the technical, theoretical aspects of informatics while we are covering the social aspects of this new field of knowledge. So because of all the things, we are continuing this course in the American style of informatics. So that's the reason you're not gonna hear more about the sociological definitions, literature, or you are not gonna hear more about, for example, if we talked about Scots, what about the other categories or the theories in this regard, because we want to go for example, effect of informatics on the job market, on the future of jobs, on the new jobs that it created. Aren't they social informatics? Of course they are, because it is about the analysis of information technology in the society, because job market is a part of society, but in that way we make it more technical, more interesting, and more informative. Thank you so very much for your following.